Y con tiempo.
.com, okay, 3 branches of government, just that, not .com. 3 branches of government, that is summary number 7, and that is the title for today. Now, do you know,
I can copy .com.
No, you don't have to copy .com. You don't have to copy this, just 3 branches of government. Just
I copy .com.
.com, okay, don't worry if you copy that. It's like a site that you're saying 3 branches of government.com. Now, do you have an idea of the branches of the government? You know, the branches of the government in the United States? We're making emphasis in the United States. But also we have the same 3 branches in Honduras. We have a president that is in charge of one of the branches. We have the Congress that is in charge of the other branch. And also we have some, Rosa, tell me.
We can say that 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, and
judicial. Excellent. They are the judicial, but they are some judges. Excellent, Rosa. So you mentioned the 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial. They are the 3 branches. Excellent, Rosa. You did a great job. Now, let's copy this. Let's copy this in the notebook, all this information. The Constitution, it describes the organization of the national government. The United States government has 3 branches, as I was saying. The 3 branches: legislative branch, executive branch, and the judicial branch. In the United States, they have these 3 branches, and it's included in the Constitution. The Constitution describes how it's going to be the organization of that country. So, in each of them, they are in different parts, in different locations. They have their own site, to do their duties or their responsibilities. For example, the executive, look at this, it might be the White House. Legislative, it might be the Supreme Court, and the judicial, the Supreme Court, and the legislative might be the Congress. What are you going to see about it in the next slides? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to copy this information in your notebook.
What is the topic?
3 branches of government.
Yeah, there is a topic here. That 3 branches of government. Two minutes to finish to copy this in your notebook. You can underline in your notebook because this is so important. When you copy, or you can use a different color to write. The 3 branches. Number 1, we have legislative branch.
Finish.
Executive branch, number 2.
Finish.
Okay, and then number 3 is the judicial branch. Okay, go.
Yes, you should copy that. You should write it.
What you underline, yes, you can write it this. What I underline, you can underline. You can use colors to underline, or different color to write this.
But copy all.
Yes, don't you copy everything?
Finish.
Por eso le preguntaba.
Yes, because that is important that we're talking about the government. It is the Constitution describes how it is the government of each country. So we are learning today that 3 branches of the government that it says the Constitution of the United States that it must have. It must have the legislative branch, the executive, and the judicial branch. So this is so important to learn about it. It's the same in Honduras. I don't know if you have listened to what he said. We have Poder Legislativo, Judicial, y el Ejecutivo, where is the president. So it's the same. This part is the same of the United States, it's the same of Honduras.
Yes,
But
yes.
how it's divided, it's different. How it's divided, it's different.
Miss, in the
Tell me.
class of ¿cómo era? Estudios sociales en español, en Spanish. Estudios
Mhm.
sociales en español. Ahí sí, nosotros vimos el executive, legislative y judicial. I see integrate.
You see that, right?
Integrate. Yes, in ciencias sociales.
Mhm. One minute, class, just 1 minute, and then we'll go to next slide.
I finished, Miss.
I finished, Miss.
Okay, I'm going to take the attendance while you are writing this in your note. Ana, Andrea, and Camila.
Present. Present, Miss. I am Camila.
Okay, Gabriela, Isabela, Kiara.
Present. Present.
Present.
Lucia, Rosa,
Present.
Valerie, and Sian.
Present.
Valerie Mejía, it's not connected, right? Okay, Andrea Núñez. Andrea. No, Andrea. Okay, let's see, boys. Dani, Fernando.
Present. Present.
Joshua, Caler,
Present.
Santiago Chavez. It's here, yes.
Present.
You finished, class? Did you finish? Yes, right?
Yes.
Now let's go to next slide. We're going to go to next slide here. And we're going to make emphasis here. Okay, just as explanation, remember the 3 branches of government we have where it can be the president, as I was telling you, where it might be the Congress and some judges. Now we're going to make emphasis today in the legislative branch. We're going to make emphasis just in this branch, legislative branch. So if this is one of the part of the government that makes our nation's laws, you don't have to copy. Right now, we're not going to copy. Nation's laws. The Congress is the legislative branch of the United States. So the Congress is the one that makes the laws, and the Congress is the legislative branch. And also, it says that the Congress, it can be divided into 2 parts. It can be divided into the Senate and to the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives, and the Senate, they are part of the Congress. The Senate, it might be 100 elected senators in total and 2 senators per state. So it means that of the 50 states that the United States has, it's divided into 50 states, they must have 2 senators for each one. So in total might be 100. The House of Representatives, it must be 435 elected in total in all the country of the United States. But the representatives based on each state's population. So the amount of the representatives for each state, it's going to depend on the populations. For example, California, if California has more population than for example, Miami. So it might have most representatives, more representatives than the other one. So it depends on the population. So don't forget this, legislative branch, the legislative branch is the part of the government that makes the laws. And it's the Congress is divided into two, Senate and House of Representatives. Now, here we have more information about the legislative branch. It says that the Congress meets in the building known as the United States Capitol. So the site or the place where the Congress meets, they have some meetings, some reunions, is called the Capitol. That is the place for this legislative branch, for this branch, the Capitol. And it says the citizens of each state elect members to vote for the House of Representatives and the Senate. Something that it's important to remember also is the senators are elected for 6 years. So they're going to be 6 years in the Capitol. In the Capitol, they are going to be 6 years, each of these 100 senators, because there are 100 in total. So don't forget this. This Capitol is a place where the Congress meets. And this is the picture of the Capitol that is located in the United States. Okay, here is more information about the number of representatives. Remember that it depends on the state's population. The state's population. No, do not copy right now. The larger the population, the more representatives it must have that states. For example, here, look at this. Gay laws are not changed. So, if in this place they have more population, let's see another one that is smaller than this, might have less population. So it means that House of Representatives, in the House of Representatives or representatives, they must have more than the other one. Like this, look at this. Here we have the example of California and Alaska. That is one of the states of the United States. And it says that California has a large population. So it will have 53 members in the House. So 53 members, it's going to represent California in the Congress, in the House of Representatives. But since Alaska is in a small population, they don't live too much people in that place. So it's just going to have one member in the House of Representatives. And that is going to be just for 2 years. 2 years in the House of Representatives. And 6 years, they are going to be the senators. Senators, 6 years, House of Representatives, just 2 years. Now, that is why we have some numbers here located. For example, this, number 9, it means that it's going to have 9 representatives, and this is going to have just 3 representatives in the House of Representatives. 36, look at here, it's going to be 36. And here it's going to be just 6 representatives. Now, we have they have some responsibilities. The legislative branch, they have some responsibilities. All these people that they are in the House of Representatives and the senators, they have this to follow these responsibilities. Now, we're going to read this. Let's see. Santiago Chavez, yeah, Santiago Chavez, and then Khaled. You're going to help me to read this. The first by Santiago Chavez. Help me to read this. Santiago Chavez, not here. Santiago Chavez, it must have connection problems. Okay, Khaled, help me to read the first 5, please.
Khaled.
Yes.
Raising and collect taxes. Borrow money. Commercial set late of user and bank copies, coin money. Congress shall have power to coin money, regulate the volume before done of coin,
¿Qué dice?
coin and fix the standard of fixing and measures.
Okay, thank you. Now, the first part, it says the raise and collect the taxes. That is one of our responsibilities of the duties of the Congress, of the legislative branch, to borrow the money that the people, some other parts of the country that might need it, so they are going to borrow the money. Regulate the commerce. How is going to be the commerce in that place, in that, using the senators and the House of Representatives. They are going to regulate the commerce for each of state, how they are going to have this commerce, the commercializations of any products or some goods or services. Set the laws for naturalizations and bankruptcy, coin the money. Okay. The money, the coin money, it means that they're going to regulate how much money is going to be, also by the help of the banks, so obviously, the money that is going to be in moving around. It's going to be hands to hand. So they are going to regulate it. And the foreign coin. So it means in the United States, they have the dollar. So they're going to regulate that dollar using in our country, or the lempira, or the quetzal, or all other money that they use in around the world. Now, let's read the next part. Is going to be Camila.
I want to read.
Camila, help me to read.
Compare rights and patents. Set up courts. Declare war. Establish the military and national guard. Finance pirates. Run Washington, D.C. and all the federal property.
Excellent. So they are going to set up the courts and declare war. When there is a war, it's because the legislative branch, they declare it. That is when it happened. And they establish the military and national guard of the country, of the states also. Okay, let's go here. We have more information here that we're going to copy now, this question and answers in the notebook. It says, number one, how many branches does the USA government have? Who knows the answer?
5.
5 branches? No. What is the title, class?
3.
Yes, so they have 3 branches, the legislative, executive, and judicial. What is copy question and answer, everything. Question and answer. Now, it says the legislative branch. What is that? That is the one that we learned today. What is the legislative branch? No? Remember, it's part of the government that makes the nation's laws. They are in charge of making.
We're going to
laws.
call this the psychology.
Maybe. Congress is the legislative branch of the USA government. The Congress is in charge of the legislative branch. We have 2 parts of the Congress. What are the 2 parts of the Congress? Who remember that answer? The 2 parts of the government, of the Congress, sorry. No, you don't remember the 2 parts of the Congress? The Congress is divided into the Senate and to the House of Representatives. That is the answer. Number 4, where does the Congress meet? Let's see who remember this. Where is the site where the Congress meet? I display a picture about this. Khaled, you know the answer, number 4?
No, ella me deja copiar primero, apenas voy por la 2.
Okay, I'm going to show you the answer. The Congress meets in the Capitol. That is the answer number 4, the Capitol. What the number of representatives per state depends on. Remember that the number of representatives of the states depends on the population. Depends on the state's population. So the last one, it says how long the senators and representatives terms are. Remember the senators, it must be 6 years, and the House of Representatives, it must be 2 years, just 2 years. So copy question and answers, all everything. Remember that in social studies, you don't have any homework. So you have any question about this class, any question? No? Okay, we're going to finish with this. Once you finish, you show me your notebook and you are free to disconnect.